All right, fifth grade friends, in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the same concept of looking at this algebra expression and combining like terms. But you can see there's a little bit of a difference in this video now. Before, we were just solving for one like term. We just had x. But you can see here, I have x, y, z, and then I even have some numbers that don't have a variable at all. And when we combine them, then we have to combine things that are alike, which means I'm going to work down to just one x number, one y number, one z number, and then one number that doesn't have any variables at all. So if I'm looking at this, I'm going to first pull out and underline things that are alike. So I see I have 7x right here. I have another x right there. No more x's. I'm going to switch colors. I can see I have a y here. I have more y there. Switch colors once again. There are my z's and my z's. And then I got this lonely little number right here in the middle that doesn't have a variable at all. So I have to start combining them. And I'm going to rewrite this equation. And I would suggest you rewrite it as well, just so you don't make any mistakes. So I'm going to rewrite it having my like variables, my like terms together. So I'm going to put 7x. And now I see here that I was subtracting an x. So I can't add the x onto 7. I actually have to subtract the x right there. All right, so 7x minus x. If I have that, I know that's 7x minus x. If I have just one x, that's just like putting a 1 in front of it, 1x. So 7x minus x would be 6x. All right, I did my x's. Now let's do my y. I have to look at what comes before. What is the function that comes before it? So I'm actually starting with not 3y here, but negative 3y, because in our equation, we were taking away that 3y. So I'm starting with negative 3y. And if I look, they added on 6y. So negative 3y plus 6y. If I do that together, negative 3 plus 6 would get me 3y. All right, I did my y's. Next thing I have to do is my z's. I look before it, it's a positive 10z. And then at the end, they were taking away 3z, so I have to minus 3z here. 10 minus 3 is 7, so I have 7z. And then I only had a plus 5 at the end, so I know it's just 5. Now I'm going to rewrite this equation. I figured it all out. Now I'm just going to rewrite it so that it actually is an equation and I don't just have these numbers kind of floating out in space. So my final equation would be 6x plus 3y right there plus 7z plus 5. Now I can rewrite these numbers in any order. I could have put the 5 at the beginning. It just kind of depends on which way you work them out. All right, let's look at one more. And you see there's another little difference in that. All right, I see that now I have some parentheses and I have a number on the outside. And I know some of you are familiar with the distributive property, but what that means is this number on the outside is we have to apply it to both things on the inside. So this is basically, I'm taking 4 2x's plus 3y's. So it's essentially, I'm taking 4 times 2x and then 4 times 3y. So what I have to do here is, once again, I'm going to underline with some different colors my different variables. So I see I have x's. I have an x here at the end. I'm going to use a different color. I see y right here. No other y's. I see just a plain number there, without a variable. And then I see a 6z down there. All right, now I start working them out. Well, I know that this isn't just 2x because I have this 4 on the outside. Once again, the distributive property. So what this is 4 times 2x. Well, if I have 4 2x's, that's the same as having 8x. Now, I know with order of operations, we've been talking about how you have to do inside the parentheses first, but we can't do inside the parentheses here because we don't know what these variables are. And we can't just combine 2x and 3y because those are two different things. One has x, one has y, and until we know that number, we can't do anything with it. But once again, I'm trying to figure out my x's. So 4 times 2x gets me 8x. And then I see I have another little x here at the end, so I'm adding on another x. Remember, if I have a variable all by itself, it's the same as 1x. 8x plus another x will give me 9x for my x variables. All right, let's do y next. Once again, distributive property, 4 times 3y. Well, 4 times 3 is 12, so I have 12y. Looking, I have no other y's in my equation, so I'm just going to move that down, 12y. If I look next, I have, actually, I'm going to skip over and do my z's first. I only have one number that has a z attached to it, so I'm just going to add 6z. And then finally, my numbers that don't have any variables attached to it. So I had 4, and then remember to look at the operation beforehand. So it's 4 minus 2 gives me 2. So now I've kind of simplified and combined all of my like terms. Now my last step is just to write it as an equation, which would be 9x plus 12y plus 6z plus 2. And that's our goal. Our goal is to combine everything and work it down to just one number that's attached to each variable. So I hope that helps. I hope that works. If you don't understand it, go back and watch me walk through these problems a few more times, and good luck on your check-in.